tell us a little bit about being a one-band man.
Okay, well, what I do is I use a computer synthesizer to allow me to play every part in the band myself, and that means you have to have a working knowledge of those instruments too, and you also have to have a pretty good ear to pull each part separately from the record. You know, you hear all these parts playing at once, you have to be able to dig down and say what's the bass doing and what's the drummer doing, and then you put each part down separately on separate tracks, just like multi-track recording, which is what you do to make an album. Mm-hmm. And when it's all finished, you can listen to the finished product, and then I leave one track empty to play live, whether it's a keyboard part or a guitar part, and I sing along with it. So you get some live aspects, and of course it is happening live, but some of it is prepared.
So you've built on it.
Yeah.
You dig it out,
layer by layer.
Build on it layer by layer, and then reproduce it on site as you make your performance.
Yeah, and in fact, I have to have my hands free sometimes, so we have to start it with a foot switch.
That's very interesting. Now, where have you gone with this?
So far, I'm doing a lot of growing within the club, because what happened was I worked in a band for about 12 years. And when I quit the band, I didn't have any equipment to speak of. So I worked piano bar for 9.5 months, because it's the kind of job you can work with just your hands and, of course, your voice. And I sang and played my way into a new set of equipment for that length of time. Then I bought what you see, and now I had to learn the equipment and learn how to use it, because I was computer stupid at that point. Now I'm computer okay, you know, computer novice.
It's not talking back to you anymore anyway, right? So what kind of reaction do you have to this kind of show?
Mixed. There's a problem. There is a built-in problem with being one person, because you can't have a lot of action on stage. It's like having a drummer up there. Even that way, you can watch, you know, the motion and the action that they put off. I'm trying very hard to do. I'm a keyboard player first, but I've learned to play the guitar well enough to actually use it more than half the time. So that gets me a little out from behind the keyboards. The stages that I'm on at this point, and some of the rooms are smaller, so there's not a lot of room to move away from the keyboards, even when you have the guitar on. So I'm hidden. But these are things I hope to grow with and change as the time goes by. I want to get, you know, a more exciting light show, and there's so much you can do. So where I'm going is more important than where I am in some ways, you know.
Well, that was my next question. What's in the future for Dave Caruso?
Well, I'd like to. I have so many different ideas. If this never takes off the way I'd like it to, I can go back to playing with more than one person. At this point, I'm trying to do it from the standpoint that I have to make a living, and we have rooms in Detroit set up so that you can be in a band, a full band that plays one style of music, or top 40, whatever's top 40 at the time, or just country, just rock, just whatever, just oldies. And those rooms are easy to play. To get, like, if you have a band that does well, you know, is a good band, it's easy to find work for that type of a group, or easier. But for the one-man performers, you're generally expected to be a Simon and Garfunkel type of a duo or something like that. So when I come into a room with all this to do, it surprises people. It can be negative and positive, or it can just be a question mark on their face, you know, what is happening here? And I've been asked a couple times in the past. I used to use a little bit of background tape for background vocals, and people ask me if I lip synced, and of course I don't. I mean, what you see me doing live, I'm doing it at the moment. And
you've already built the backtrack.
So I stopped using the background tape, and I just used the computer stuff. But it's pretty full sound. It's very. You can hear all the instruments at the same time, and I guess the best way to judge it is when you hear a cover tune. You can see that something has been pulled from each part and used. When you do an original, they don't know they have nothing to compare it to.
Well, speaking of comparisons, now, this kind of music is so new. Is there anyone else out there doing what you're doing?
Yeah, J.C. Younger is doing it with tape, and he's had very good success with it. He's playing a lot of clubs, and he's obviously had a show here in Wyandotte Cable. Is he still doing
Not currently in production, but very recently.
Okay. And he does real well with it. But I have trouble thinking of anybody else who has that kind of production in their show. There are a lot of one-man and two-person or one-person performers, but not so many that are putting out the kind of sound that you'd expect from a larger group.